but I was very level-headed and I listened to criticism and I responded to things when I was told to do them. We had other players on our team who were better than me, but they did not listen to anything, and that's why we didn't play with them. The secret to going pro. I don't know if I have the secret, but I'm going to tell you exactly what I would do if I were to try to go pro in a game like Project A, which is going to come out very soon, hopefully. So, first of all, before we go into this, I just want to say I am pretty cynical when it comes to things like this. 99% of people, I'm going to come out and say this, 99% of people won't go pro if they tried to. I think you could. I think it's entirely possible. And I think that's something that's important here is accepting that humanity is a thing. The people who you view, a lot of these pro players, same thing for me, a lot of these content creators that I view, the people that I look up to, they're only human. They're just dudes. And like they were just dudes a couple of years ago before they went pro or before they started creating content full time. It's important to accept the fact that like these people were just dudes and you're just a dude too, and you can do exactly what these people did. Sometimes people have raw talent. They do. Raw talent is definitely a thing, undeniably. But there's no such thing as an overnight success. And you can look at this within like so many different examples. Most people who feel like they blew up overnight had like the correct things that brought them to that position where they could blow up. So that's what we're going to kind of focus on, the things that we can do in an attempt to go professional in a game like this, and how we can how we can prepare ourselves in the best way. Background on me: my name is the King Live. You can call me Casey sometimes. I don't really know. We could go by whatever name you want. I was a Diamond League of Legends player, which Diamond isn't pro. I know. You don't have to tell me that in the comments. I understand Diamond was not pro. Diamond was, however, top 1%. I think it still is top 1%. And I've also played in a couple of PUBG tournaments. They weren't like super high tournaments, but they were like entry-level tournaments, like qualifiers and stuff like that. And I wouldn't call myself an incredibly experienced pro player. I know. I wouldn't. However, I would call myself a pretty decent player, and I think that potentially I could go pro if I really tried to. If I really put to it and I really tried to do it, this is what I would do. That's what this video is about. If I wanted to go pro, how would I do it? What steps would I take? And how would I prepare myself for it? So, we're going to get into that. But before we start, if you are watching this on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the channel down below. Join the Discord server. We have a lot of really awesome freaking people. And drink some water, dude. I don't drink enough water, but I'm assuming you don't either. Maybe you do. Maybe you're healthier than me. I don't know. Just looking out for you, buddy. How would I start? Okay, the game is not out yet. How would I go about it? Right now, what I would be doing is I would be playing Counter-Strike like every day, and I would be doing aim practices pretty much every day. And the reason for that is because that's a thing that you can do right now. So many people, I've heard so many people in the Discord be like, dude, I can't wait for Project A to come out and me to start my grind, and I can like, I'm going to go pro in this game, and like, this is going to happen. It's going to be freaking awesome. And it's like, oh, okay, well, I'm bored. That's like their next message. I'm bored. I just want Project A to be released. There's nothing to play. And I'm just like, dude, like there's entirely something to play, and it's called Counter-Strike. Go play it. It's going to be very similar to the game, dude. If you're not practicing on something right now, if you're messing around and playing card games like me, you're not going to go pro. I'm sorry. There's so many people who are already preparing themselves for this. And it's like, if you are not practicing, it's just not going to happen. Like, so many people, they like put things off, and you see this in video games, you see this in real life, you see this in streaming. Streaming is the example that I can refer to, but so many people are like, dude, I'll start streaming when I get a webcam. And then they like get a webcam, and it's like, oh, well, I need a condenser microphone. And then they get their condenser microphone, and they're like, well, now I need overlays and stuff like that. It's like, dude, just do it now. There's no better time to start than now, like ever. And then also, I would focus on a self-improvement mentality from the start. One of my biggest faults in League of Legends, I think, that I've noticed, like I said, I was a diamond player, so I was decent. I think my biggest fault is that I never focused on specific things that I could fix within these games. When I played them, I would just play them for fun, and it got me to a pretty decent level. But I think to get higher than that, and I think to get better faster, what you can focus on is like very specific things. So maybe you're focusing on your crosshair placement. Maybe you're focusing specifically on looking at your map and not missing information that you might have missed previously. That's my problem in the league. Maybe you're focusing on like managing your ammo, or like not missing like more shots or something like that. I don't really know. Maybe you're focusing on headshot percentages and stuff like that. There's a lot of things that you could focus on that you might not be focusing on right now because you're just playing the game casually, hoping that that improves you. Health decisions. This one's lame. People might tune out right here. Drink more water, dude. Work out. Get appropriate sleep. I'm going to skim through that really quickly just because these things are like, they're not going to hurt you. Like, I got to tell you that. These are things that you could do like pretty much while you're doing anything else, and like it'll help you. Get an appropriate amount of sleep. That's the one I would really emphasize here. I've heard like a statistic where it's like if you're running on not like the correct amount of sleep, like if you are tired, you're running at like 75% capacity. Like you could be running at like 100%. And I just feel like if you're straining yourself and you're missing out on sleep and you're just hoping to get by on that 75%, I don't think that it's going to do you very well. Sometimes I miss sleep, and last night I was actually staying up creating a thumbnail until like 4 a.m. and it was a bad thumbnail. It's not one that's uploaded yet. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna redo it, but I just realized like I can't do this right now. Like I was trying to focus on it so hard, and I couldn't do it. And I'm assuming that if I'm creating a thumbnail, that transfers over to video games too. So these are probably just some things that you can focus on. Are you saying the 2.5 hours of sleep I got last night wasn't enough? It wasn't, Kirby. If you're trying to go pro, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself first. Your brain will function better. You'll have faster reaction times and stuff like that. I almost guarantee you will improve faster. When the game is released, this is my suggestion. When the game is released, and I had a conversation with one of the viewers of the YouTube channel. He hopped in the Discord. He talked to me. More incentive to hop in the Discord. You can hang out with me. It'll be fun. Pick one character and just like no life that character, and pick an aggressive one. If the character feels too strong, that's even better. I think a lot of people are afraid to play like broken characters because they feel like it's like a scummy or something. Like, dude, if your goal is to be one of the best players on the ladder, if your goal is to climb and be a professional player, abuse these things from the get-go. I would absolutely do it. There's no shame in it, dude. Just come in and like I would just play that character and climb really quickly. Once you get to a higher rank, you can focus on other things. You can focus on the characters with like more utility and stuff. But at the get-go, these aggressive characters are going to be really strong because people aren't going to know how to use these characters with utility. There's going to take time for people to learn the maps and to learn where these characters are really fitting in. Aggro characters are pretty obvious where they're fitting in. You're going to be the entry fragger. You're going to go in. You're going to get a lot of kills. You're going to be the star player. Figure out who you're good at. Figure out who you think is really strong, and just no life them. I would just play them over and over and over again. Play a lot. Early on, I think playing with friends is really, it's probably a good idea. You can get like a good queue of your friends who they're pretty decent players generally. Generally, you don't play with people who are like absolutely trash and frustrate you. It might seem good for a while. Once you get to later on in the game, I've noticed that playing with your friends can kind of be a crutch. You're just going to scale faster than a lot of your friends, especially if you're trying to go pro, unless every single one of your friends' goals is to like go pro in the game. And if you're relying on those people that you are just friends with to carry you to a professional play, I can almost guarantee you're not going to reach professional play, because not everyone that you're playing with is a professional level player. Not everyone that you're playing with thinks the same way that you do. My brother said it best. My brother was actually like a really good player, and he used to play a lot of Overwatch. And what my older brother asked my younger brother one time, he was like, "Dude, like I'm just trying to climb, and like I don't really I don't really know what my problem is. Like I'm playing with my friends." And he was like, "That's your problem, dude. You're playing with your friends. Like your friends just don't have the same mentality as you. It's just true. And if you wait for your friends to catch up, you're never gonna make it." This is kind of the same thing with like streaming. I joined a stream group when I first started making videos and stuff like that. And I remember like they're some of my closest friends. I love them, still love them today. But like they made like one video and then they stopped making videos, and then I like kept going, and I was just like, dude, if I was just waiting for these people to create videos for me to like actually progress, I would never be to the point where I am today. So sometimes you have to do things alone. Sometimes you just have to, and that's okay. Later on, you'll probably find better players, people who have the same interests as you, once you start to climb, and then like you'll be able to like group up with them. But your like core group of friends, sometimes you might just have to queue alone, and that's just how it works. Stream yourself playing it too. I would say stream yourself. I don't think that you want to focus on getting viewers when you're doing this, but I would stream yourself playing it so you can go back and you can actually watch the footage. And then also it helps you build like a little bit of a brand. As you start to grow as a player, more people might start to notice you and stuff. And then you have all this footage that you can post onto like things like Twitter to get a little bit more attention. Stop playing if you're tilted, if you get tilted, if you're raging, or if you're tired. If you get tilted, you're raging, or you're tired, you're not playing at your maximum capacity. It's not worth it. Set the game down, go take a step away, and focus on something else, and then come back. Once you're ahead of the curve, take clips from your stream. This is what I would do. I would take clips from my stream. I would post them to Twitter. Take like really good clips of me, like being awesome and stuff. I'll post them to Twitter specifically so I can get a little bit more attention on myself. I don't think that going pro is always just being good on the ladder. I think a lot of the times you're looking for somebody with a little bit of personality, and it can kind of catch your eye. Join some tournament communities. I would absolutely find some communities that are putting on like maybe smaller tournaments, maybe larger tournaments. I don't really know. Figure out where they're doing tournaments and where you can get your name noticed, and go do those. And then keep focusing on the ladder. Get higher and higher up. I know a lot of people who like were top 10 in games, and it's just because they just played a lot and they like understood the ladder. Ladder isn't everything, but it's important. Beyond that, don't give up at first struggles. Dude, like, this is why 99% of people won't make it. Once they start to struggle a little bit, they'll be like, okay, I'm done with this game, and then they'll quit. This happens with literally everything. Like, happens with streaming, happens with pro gaming. A lot of people, they think that they want to be a pro gamer, but once they start actually like playing a lot and they actually get frustrated with the game, they just quit the game. And it's like very common. So just know that if you want to do this, then like you need to go all the way. You might lose a couple games. You might meet some roadblocks. Figure out what you can do to get past those roadblocks, and it'll benefit you greatly. And then that's how you might actually make it. I've never been pro though. This is how I would start. Those are the things that I would do to get started. Try to be the most level-headed player you can be too. Like that's pretty much the last thing I got. Teams look for more than just a really good player when they're looking to sign somebody on. If you're looking to go pro and you're looking to join a team or an organization, make sure that you're somebody that you would want to have on your team. Nobody wants to play with a rager. If you're raging all your games, it doesn't matter if you're like insanely good. Teams are going to be like, dude, I would not want to play with that guy. I remember this from playing PUBG when we were looking for teammates for our team. It was like I wasn't always the best player. I was pretty good. I was pretty inconsistent too. That was my problem. But I was very level-headed, and I listened to criticism, and I responded to things when I was told to do them. We had other players on our team who were better than me, but they did not listen to anything, and that's why we didn't play with them. It's just how it works. What do you think though? Have you played professionally before? If you have, let me know where I'm wrong. Dude, I'm sure I made some wrong critiques. How would you do it better? How would you give the advice to somebody if they wanted to go pro? Leave any other tips in the comments below. Be sure to like the video and subscribe. Freaking love you guys, and thanks again on that one. Oh, we're also doing a giveaway. So if you're watching this on YouTube, like I'm part of a team called the Boss Fight Division. Really good friends and stuff. We do games and stuff with each other. They helped me out. They gave me a copy of Battlefield 5 to give away. They gave me a copy of Battlefield 1943 to give away, and an EA Access Pass for like a month of gaming or something. I don't really actually know what the EA Access Pass does. But if that interests you, these are all things on Xbox One, I think. So enter the giveaway down below. I'll have a link for it. You can do that. Do the things that it tells you to do, and you can get in for it. I'll probably give it away in like a week or something. I don't really know what the time requirement is, but yeah, cool. Sweet. Love you guys.